countries. I'm just here to explain to you the whole process of where the raw wood comes in and go through the process of becoming wood shavings. First of all, on this side of the factory, the wood gets delivered with moisture content between 40 and 60%. First thing that we need to do, and also the people that knows, the scientists, said the biggest concern with wood is the sickness and bacteria that comes in the wood bark. This machine on my right hand side, this basically at the first process, the wood goes in here, and this machine deliberately takes off all the bark from the wood. The logs come here on this side, the bark goes down on that conveyor on the right hand side, and the wood comes out on this side, clean without any bark on the wood logs. From this point of the process, the wood logs come down here and is manually entered into the log decks that transports on a conveyor the logs into the system, which then goes to the log shaving machines. So if you walk inside, I can show you the process from there on. So once we move inside, you can see the log decks come into the factory. Now on this side, you can only see one of the log shavers. There's two in series. So the log deck comes into this yellow bin. The logs get carried on that log deck into the yellow bin. This yellow bin moves up and down over a set of 32 blades, which at the end of the day shaves the wood logs into wood shavings. You can just walk around this corner. You will see this is the hydraulic pump from the shaving machine. This is the motor that drives the blades, and that's the bin with the hydraulic that moves up and down over the blades. When the log gets shaved into a shaving form, it gets transported via two conveyors at the bottom of each shaving machine to this centralized conveyor belt. From this conveyor belt, it goes into a 21-ton triple pass drying system. It goes up on this conveyor, up on two more conveyors to get entered into this machine. We run from the outside a burner that runs about at 600, 550 to 600 degrees Celsius. So the wood shavings falls in there, and on my right hand side, that's the extractor fan. Now that fan brings in the heat from the outside burner and also sucks through the shavings. Now once the shaving gets dried, it's much lighter. So that extractor fans bring it out of that dryer to this centralized cyclone. This cyclone, which is about 8 meters tall and about 4 meters in diameter, takes out the dust and the steam on the top, which goes through the extractor fan to the outside of the factory. The dry wood shavings go through this rotary valve onto the next conveyor belt. As we can see, there's a few still left on the conveyor belt, which is crisp dry. This conveyor goes over to another conveyor belt, which at the end of the day takes it back to the packaging machine. At the top of the packaging machine, there's a scale. Now, at this point, we can decide what size, what compression, and what weight we want each bale to be. There's a scale at the top, and the pusher ram at the back is the compressor. It gets compressed from all three sides, from the top, from the right, and from the back. So what we enter at the top, let's say we want to make it a 20 kilogram bag. We can't compress it as tight as a 10 kilogram bag. At the end of the day, it's important not to compress it too tight. For that reason, the shavings loses structural integrity. So it gets weight, it drops into those two augers, goes into the compression. It first presses it from the right, then from the top, and then from the back, where there's a tube shutter. Once it's compressed, the tube shutter lifts up, it gets pushed through. We enter a roll of plastic, and this machine heat seals and compress seals the bag each time it comes out. At full production, we will be running about more or less 13 seconds per bag to come out. That scale basically just opens and falls into these two augers. These two augers drops it at the center. These two pistons with a ram pushes it from the side. Then at the top, we get the vertical press, which also presses it down. Then the pusher ram from the back compresses it into this door. I'll show you on the inside. On this door, which is called the tube shutter. So once it's compressed, the tube shutter opens up, and the pusher ram from the back brings it through the tube. You can see the plastic roll at the bottom, which gets feed through over the tube. So when it comes through the tube and gets pressed into a bale, at the front it's already sealed, so that will be the front of this bag. On the top it's already sealed here, so that will be the top of this bag. And once it comes through, the pusher ram draws back, and these two heat seals it and cuts it down, thus forming this bag. When it comes out, we, in South Africa, domestically and locally, we put it on pallets, which you can see on the left-hand side. Then it comes to this pallet wrapper. We put 5 bags per layer, 6 or 7 layers high, which adds up to 30 bags per pallet. This pallet wrapper wraps the whole pallet and it gets stacked into the production and the stockpile. Basically, then a truck comes in, Superlinks, and we put 36 pallets per truck. Then also the fumigation and so forth will be done either here or at the port, and then from there on out it will just go to our clients. That's basically, in a nutshell, the process. There's a little video that you can watch. It's a small video. It takes about approximately 9 minutes from the shaving to get to the bag because of the triple pass drying system to ensure that the water content is from 10 or less percent from a 40 to a 60% as the raw product comes in. So at the end of the day, inside here it gets hot because that drying system is at 550 to 600 degrees to ensure also that any bacteria or microorganisms get screwed and burned inside the drying system, thus creating a sickness-free shaving for our clients. We specialize in the poultry industry, and that's why it's important for us. We also, and my parents also have horses, and they're also concerned with the shape of the flake and also to be hygienic for their horses.